Morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Traveling Tech channel. That might be a tongue twister. The Traveling Tech. My name's Kevin. I repair washers and dryers, other types of appliances. So I'm an appliance repair tech. So you're thinking about going to the Philippines for a trip. Might be your first trip. In fact, it doesn't necessarily matter where you're going, but I travel to the Philippines for the most part. And I would say, the question that you're asking is how much would I need for this trip? I would say set aside about 5,000, or 5K. The most expensive parts that you're gonna have on this trip is the plane ticket itself and your lodging. I mean, where you stand, that could be cheap. That runs the gamut. If you decide that you want to stay in a hostel or something like that, like a dorm room style, that could be maybe $10, $12 a night, pretty cheap. If you want to live like the locals, that's also cheap. But if you want comfort, Airbnb style, condo, something like that, that could run you, $25, $30 a night. Sometimes even comparable to where it is, how it is here in the United States. Whenever I go, I stay for a month. So you're looking at, I say maybe on a safe end to cover everything, $1,000 for the month. You probably will spend less than that, but just to be on the safe side, especially if you're going to be traveling out, you're doing other things, and you might be out too late, and you might have to get another spot at night somewhere else. All right, but if you're going, just to have a home base or something like that, then yes, you'll probably be, I would say, count on like $1,000 for lodging. You get a place you may not like it or something like that, then do it one at a time. But make a reservation for a couple of days and travel around or something like that. But the most expensive part is going to be that ticket, and with today's prices, you're looking at maybe $1,500 round trip. Could be more, could be less. It just depends. Have a tracker on to see what's coming your way. I've seen round trip as low as $1,200. I've seen them as high as $1,700. But that's pretty much what you're going to be looking at when it comes to your plane tickets. Just getting there and getting back. You can go the cheapest route and maybe get like a one-way and then get another way coming back. The thing with that is it may wind up being more trouble than it's worth. I did that the first time I went. I wound up taking Emirates. Emirates, by far, hands down, the best international plane experience you'll ever have. Awesome. All right. But when you pay for the cheapest, you're going to be looking at, 3-4 stops or something like that on the way back. It's not worth it. If you ever had a fear of flying, you will lose it by getting the cheapest ticket, because you'll have, you'll have stop after stop after stop, with all of this downtime. And next thing you know, just to save a couple of $100, it's going to take you 2 or 3 days to get home. So I would say always get the best that you can get. I'm not saying you don't have to get first class or business class, but get the best flight that you can get. And you do have to have at least a round trip or a return, because the Philippines, they're not going to let you off the plane if you don't have an onward flight, meaning that, okay, you're only supposed to be here for 30 days. Where are you going next? so there really shouldn't be any complaints about people overstaying visas and things like that in this country, when even in a third world country like the Philippines, they're not letting you stay, past that 30 days. You can always get a visa extension, but, particularly if you've never been there before, it pretty much already takes 2 days to get there and 2 days back. If you only have a week or 2 weeks, that's really not enough time. If you're going to take a trip like that to the other side of the world, just as a suggestion, it's just my opinion, but I always stay for, a month. So again, if you're first time going, if you can stay at least a month, then do that. Now, I'm an appliance repair tech. I have my own business. That's why I can take that kind of time off. But it's your money, it's your time and your resources. If that's what you want to do, when you're getting, if you're gonna go overseas, whether if it's the Philippines, whether if it's Japan, whether if it's Thailand or Bali or any of those other countries. But like I said, I pretty much go to the Philippines a lot, now. But that's what I say. If you're gonna ask about how much money you would need over there on the first trip, I would say count up to having $5K. Because again, once your lodging and your ticket is paid for, you can count on that being about $2,500. Okay, just from the flight and your hotel. But once you get there, the food and entertainment is actually pretty cheap. When I go, I try to stay away from a lot of the spots that a lot of the regular foreigners go to, like Dumaguete in Manila and Cebu, places like that. Although they are beautiful, I'm not discouraging anyone to not to go there. It's definitely, you'll get the same experience, a Western style experience. I prefer to get out and see what else the country has. I already know what beaches look like. I live in Fort Lauderdale, so in Florida, so beaches don't impress me. I'm also used to the heat living here in South Florida, but I would like to see how, other things. So I visit Cagayan de Oro pretty much a lot. It's the island of Mindanao, and it's so much to do there. You got waterfalls, you got hot springs, you got cold springs, you got different type of hiking trips you can go on, all kinds of mountains, and it's really nice. So if it's your first time and you're just thinking about, how much do I need to set aside, that's what I'd say. And if you can't, get you a guide, because they pretty much know where all the other hidden spots are. They can take you to different parts, of the country, different parts of the city that you can't see in a brochure, a lot of things that you may not see on YouTube. But that's it. You got any questions, I can answer from what I know. Again, I've only been there 4 times. So if you're new to it, I'm still new to it. I'm still a novice. So, but I'm just telling you from my experiences. I love the place. And I think anyone who goes there, you'll have a great experience. Just follow the travel advisories. Don't drink it in the tap water. Don't eat it in the foods on the streets or anything like that. Always drink, bottled water, and go to the restaurants or cook the food yourself. All right. Thanks for watching.